Oh, hi, Rose. I almost tripped over Rose. Good morning. It's Friday. I'm filming right now. It is Friday. Maybe I'll put this up on Friday. Anyways, I just came out to take a look at things and, do my morning container watering. There's really only 1, 2, 3, 4 containers. 5. That I have to, and then all the patio ones. So if you count those, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But of those 13, 3 of them are like cactus. They don't need to be watered that often. So, and a lot of the stuff on the patio, I don't water every day. Maybe once a week or every few. It all depends on how hot it is out. Oh, my back. My back has been really acting up lately, so. But it actually feels way better today than it did yesterday when we talked. So, so yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, let me show you the ginger. Let me flip you around. All right. Look at here. Look at here. We have. Oh, Rose, what are you doing? Jeez, Louise. Look at the ginger sprouts. I mean, those things are just tough as tough can be. And then I got another one right here. See that? I don't feel any others coming up yet. Yeah, I don't know. Oops. Oh, I don't want to break that. What am I doing? I'm just hoping for more, but I don't see any more. Isn't that weird? Okay. Anyway, so there's 2. And I put a lot of ginger in here, so I expect more. What I have, 5? There's 1. There should be 1 here. 1, 2. So let's see here. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I either had 5 or 6. I can't remember. I didn't have 6. Maybe I had 4. Maybe I had 5. Maybe I had 5. Yes, that's what it was. I had 5. So there's 4 around the edge and 1 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Anyways, 2 are popping right now. I need to pick strawberries. I don't know what is going on here. I think there's a spider that is living up here and is destroying the top end in terms of my leaf structure. Like, it's not really, I mean, it is kind of happening elsewhere, but it's primarily, oh yeah, look at this. Jeez Louise. I think there's a spider in here that is doing this. You know, I did see I don't know, I think it was a grasshopper. I don't think it was, well, let's see. Grasshopper. What's the other one? I forget. I was just thinking about the cartoon movie. It's not cricket. There's little ones, and then there's the big ones. I don't know. Anyways, we had a little one. Thought it was grasshopper. He was right around. Well, actually, I don't know because I turn this every day. Look at that yummy strawberry. Ooh. Yum, yum, yum. Anyways, see, I see a spider web right there, so that guy's got to be here somewhere. Anyways. So yeah. That's our ginger, going for it. You'll notice in here all of this Barotel succulent. It just was looking really bad, so I did a really hard rejuvenation prune on it. And what that will do is that will actually we'll grow some more. It'll flush out. I accidentally did cut a plant out of here that I did not mean to, so I'm a little bummed about that. But I threw it in the greenhouse in some water, and it should brood out, and I'll put it in a pot. Oh, that's a yeah. So these are just small little white flowers. Oh, hey Rose, what are you doing, girlfriend? I need to bust this out of here and put it in a pot. I need to put this in a bigger pot. These are, I believe, both barrel cactuses. I think this is also a barrel. But look at this. I have to be very careful when I put my my fingers in here. Let me zoom you in. I'm not going to put my fingers in there, but if you see right there, see all that purple right there? That's new growth, and what the new growth is it's basically new needles. These needles are not only extremely sharp, but they are extremely hard. If you were stuck out somewhere and you were on an island, you would want to find one of these, because this is how you would make repairs to your clothes. I guarantee you, you could use these as sewing needles, or put them somehow, use them as a hook for fishing, or I don't know, man. I'm telling you, these things, I come in here very cautiously. I try not to go in, but when I actually do transplant this, I'm going to do what Laura over at Garden Answer, and also with that one and that one, but I'll do what Laura over at Garden Answer suggests, and that's you put a cloth around this, and you twist both ends until you have a nice tight grip on it without actually literally holding it. And that is essentially how you pick up and move, right? So I'm actually going to have to probably break it out of this container. I'm going to try not to, but I'm definitely going to have to break it out of that container. This one's just a plastic one, so that'll come out easily enough, but I'll still do the same thing because I don't want to dick around with that. That may not be as thick as as this one, but they are still freaking sharp as a whip. So anyways, I'm looking forward to working on that. I'm not ready for that. I've got to take care of a couple of things first, and then see where I'm at, and you know, be on the lookout for some containers. I'm not going to put these in the same container, because if they are, in fact, I'm pretty sure I looked this one up. It is a barrel, and that is as well. I can't remember, but I think that may be as well. Either way, they are all prone to get rather large, so they need their own container. And I just would like some unique containers specific to you know, cacti. So anywho, also, I really need to bust this up. I have been saying that for the last 4 years, and you see, it's done nothing but wait for me to fulfill my promise. That flower is out. There is a spider that lives in here. Ugh. All right. Let's go see if we can find some cucumbers. Oh, these cats. Doggone them. Okay, something's happening here. I think this is trying to die. Probably because I let it get out of control and I didn't pick the cucumber. Yeah, this plant is not looking good at all. So let's go around. I thought I saw some over here. Let's see, there's one, but that's not. Oh, we have some crud. Okay, I see the problem. Oh, I also see some cucumbers. All right, so we have some powdery mildew going on over there. I'm just gonna put you down right here. Oops. Just take a look at these. I know I show you these all the time, but aren't those the most pretty begonias? Okay. I'm gonna grab my cutters and go get me some cucumbers. Tomatoes down. Where are you going, George? Rose is watching you. Don't go down by her. She's in a mood. Oh boy. So you can see. Oh, okay. He's going up top for a nap. So I picked up a couple of, I almost called them tomatoes, cucumbers. And then, I have to go through and pick, well, I'm here. I may as well pick it up now, right? Oof. It's amazing to me how prolific these little sugar pies are. Just insanely prolific. Alright, I think I'm gonna start pulling. I'm gonna start pulling the corn. There we go. Loppers. Okay, it is done and I'm sweating. Okay, let's take a look. Obviously, I'm not going to take the Brussels sprout out because, oh, sorry, because that baby has been growing since last winter. That's not the one I've been showing you. I've been showing you the other one by the house, but this one's been, it started growing there, so when I planted the corn, I just left it in place. And I kind of wish I would have transplanted it, because the one over by the house I transplanted at the same time. I found them both at the same time. But it's fine. It's growing Brussels too, so I'm not tripping. I'm really not tripping. You know, you learn something new every year, and sometimes you learn a lot of things. Dun dun dun! And if you're lucky, there's only one thing to learn. If you're really lucky, you hit it all right on the mark. That doesn't generally happen as a rule. Excuse me. There is usually one weird anomaly that happens every year. So, some of it is environmental. You know, sometimes we get these flush of weeds I've never seen before, and they're just everywhere, all of a sudden. And, you know, that's environmental. And then there's the human-made errors. Boom, 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 boom. All of it. I have a picture that I'm going to insert right now. And it is a picture of Fred and George sitting over by the tunnel before, well, the pumpkins were planted, but they were no more than like maybe 5-6 inches tall, if that. And there was really not much happening in the tunnel, or really anywhere else for that matter. So it's going to be interesting to see us side by side. So Rose is trying to get my attention. I know, Rose, but you tried to bite me when I was brushing you, and that made me mad. So I'm not going to be brushing you or petting you right now, okay? You don't get to just bite me. You can bite me. Just joking. Okay, let me turn. Okay. Anyway, so I am going to... oof. Oh, there's a little breeze that's coming in right now through here, and it feels good. Oh. So, let me put this down. Put you up here. Hello. So, kind of like how this side's laying. This side's like, I don't know, man. It's always that way, right? One side lays good and the other's all doing its own wonky thing. So, anyways, I still have a lot to do back here. I'm going to take a break and go in and eat and get some water in my bod. And you know, I actually steam cleaned the inside of the slider yesterday, and boy, it looks really good. You know, and yes, after I run the steamer around and whatnot, I do have to follow up with a dry paper towel, but I'm not scrubbing. And that paper towel is just picking up water off of a clean surface. So, you know, I can't wait till the outside's done. I'm going to try to get that done today, if not this weekend sometime. And then, talk about letting the sun shine in. My goodness. Oh, I really hope that was one of the I hope one of those Hummers was one. Oh was the one that George hunted. I was actually looking for the little hummingbird's body when I was doing the corn. I was kind of looking around because it kind of flew back there on the back end of it. But like we talked about yesterday, you know, we believe that that little guy took a break and then just flew out of there. And George, he's going to learn. He's going to learn to leave my Hummers alone. Or I'm going to have to find a taller, I don't know how he did it. Honestly, I don't know how he did it. I really do not. I heard what I thought was something on the greenhouse. That's what caught my attention. But he's not known to be on, the cats don't go on the greenhouse. They don't like surface areas that they can't trust the bottom of, you know, and so he might have been on the fence and just happened to catch it and land on the greenhouse. You know what I mean? Because it's right by the fence, right? I'll never know. I feel like a fool having praised him, thinking he had a mouse in his mouth. But that's... that's the problem with having cataracts. You can't really see, you know? You can see, but detail evades me. Detail evades me, and it's maddening. I haven't been able to see people, read people's faces at a distance for a long, long time. Long time. So I would say I've probably been having cataracts for at least 5-6 years. But, yeah. Anyways, I got that appointment next week, so I'm going to be glad to get that taken care of. And, I don't know, I've been thinking about cutting my hair off. I've really been thinking about just taking it all to about this length. Oh man, if I had scissors in my hand right now, I'd do it. I would. Take it to maybe just this length, right here, all the way around. I found a picture of me with that very cut, just layered all the way around, about that length. I was living in Aptos. Remember that, Mom? I was living in Aptos. That was my first attempt at getting clean off of meth, but it didn't last. You know, sometimes we have to just keep trying. And that's what I did, you know. I wanted to be clean, but the addiction was strong. But anyways, we're not talking about addiction right now. We're talking about, I found a picture of me sitting outside of our place in Aptos, and Aptos. And, you know, I don't know who took the picture, but it, you know, I was looking up. I love that picture. I really loved how my hair looked, but my hair was very straight. It didn't have any of this body, like any of it. None of it. It would be just, there would be none of this. It would just be straight. And none of this poof. Nothing. I'll have to find that picture and Rose, I'm telling you, girlfriend, if you do not stop eating, go eat your food. God damn it. She's way too fat to be eating everybody's food besides her own. So, anyways. I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna have to locate that again. I found it when yeah, I definitely need to trim that up. I found it when I was looking, well, I don't know what I was looking for, but anyways, I found it. I know exactly where it is, so I've got to pull it out, and so I'm gonna put a picture of what the tunnel looked like when the pumpkins first started rooting in and taking hold, because they were transplants. I didn't plant the seeds there. I transplanted the seedling from the greenhouse. So, and then I will try to locate that picture. If I can't locate it, or I just can't find the time to look for it, then you won't see it. So, anyways, but yeah, I've been thinking lately of kind of just cutting all this length off and starting over. You know, my hair grows so fast, it won't take long at all for all of that to grow back. Or at least take a good, I don't know, 3-4 inches off. Which puts me a little longer than that. Anyways, there's Morning Dove. There's your bird, Mom. I must have gotten into something that I'm allergic to. I've got the itches big time now. I better stop. It makes it worse when you scratch, right? Anyway, so yeah, the corn patch is out now. If I don't have an irrigation valve over there, I'm gonna install one. I think I have one sitting in that general area that I meant to install and I never did, but that will give me the ability to shut off the water over there. You know, I kind of want to change systems because I want the ability to shut off water at the end of each row, because I would really like the Brussels sprouts to continue to get water, right? I would like the pumpkins to continue to get water, but the rest of the corn patch, I don't need water over there right now. So, I might just flip the distribution run over and just let all of the extra lines go into the pumpkin patch, because those things need more water. Yesterday I supplementally watered the pumpkins, the pumpkin pie, sugar pie, whatever they're called, sugar pies. And in the afternoon, normally they're wilty, you know, like, they look pretty good. So they're not getting enough water. And I do need to rectify that. I did get some new irrigation lines a few weeks ago, but I'm kind of debating, do I want to do that in my row crop areas? I think I want the drip tape, where you can put a valve at the end of each row. And the drip tape is better suited to row cropping. It wouldn't suffice for, just the chaotic nature of the rest of my garden. But for the row crop areas, it would be perfect. The row crop areas are the garlic area and the corn patch area. And I mean, it wouldn't take much to convert those two spots. Oh man, I wish I knew what it was that I get into that just anyways, yeah, I'm gonna sit down and consider that after well, you know what I'm waiting on, Mom. I'm not gonna go into details. I'll let you all know once it's complete and it actually happens. But until then, I think that after that happens, I will go ahead and convert the row crop areas into drip tape. It's not drip tube, it's flat tape. And you can go into regular distribution line. So all the distro line that I have in place, I can utilize that. Yeah, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm pretty sure that once what I'm waiting on happens, I'm going to work out all the footage and whatnot, and really research the drip tape, make sure I get all the correct parts. Something's going on with my timer, and I don't know if it has to do with the splitter. You know, we had a splitter failure, and then almost a week later I got a notification from the water company talking about a possible leak. We had 24 continuous hours of water flow. I'm like, what the heck? I couldn't imagine what it was. It never even considered when the splitter failed, because that was almost a week ago. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what is happening now? And I was just all over the place trying to see if I could figure out where the problem was. You know that I'm usually out here, and I'm walking through the garden quite often when the drip is running. And so, I'm just automatically listening for the sound of a leak. There's a very distinctive sound. A leak will not generally just drip. Like, I don't know. Any leak I've found in the garden has been substantial enough to make noise of, more than just a drip, Anyways. So, in working with the water company, it was determined that two things happened. It was a delayed notification, and as soon as they said that, I knew what the other thing was. So I saw the water company come out yesterday, and what they did was they replaced the basically the head of the cable that goes into the jack that transmits. It was either the jack itself or the cable that transmits the information, whether it be a notification or anything, because everything's all digitized in it now, even in the manholes. And so they got that fixed. So what's going to happen is, if there is ever an issue where we have a 24-hour water flow thing happening that indicates the leak, we'll get the notification as soon as that 24 mark hits. It won't be almost a week later. So we'll have a better idea of what time frame we're dealing with. So now that that's fixed, we're actually on the system. So, but what that did was that told me that delayed, oh, I know what it was. The failure on the splitter. I don't know when it happened, but when I saw it, I know that the day before it was not failing. And so that morning I saw it, it was failing. So sometime between, these two water sessions, which are a 24-hour period, essentially, the splitter failed, and water was being drawn through the hose as though it was on, even though I had the splitter shut off for the hose section, not the irrigation section. So that we decided, because of the delay and knowing what we know about the splitter failure, that was likely the issue. I now turn the water off as soon as the I don't think I turned the water off. Let me just double check. It's done irrigating. Oh. Okay. Now it's off. But normally, as soon as it's done irrigating, I turn the spigot off. since the splitter failure. I got a new splitter coming in tomorrow. It's it's the same line, but it's the heavy duty one. We'll see. We'll see. This splitter has lasted since, I would say, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there is when I bought it. So 7 years. I really don't know. I've never really needed a splitter before. I've never done irrigation before. When I had a garden at the old house, I watered by hand everything. I loved going out there watering. I would get out in the morning before work and water. I would come home and, you know, walk through my garden, and anything that needed a little extra water, I'd give it to it. And, oh man, I loved my old house. The yard, man. But the point was, I've never had the need for a splitter on my spigot. So I don't have any experience with lifespan of these things. So I don't know if this is average or what. But I do know that it said something about there's like 21,000 uses. So if you leave it wide open, I think you're good. I leave wide open the irrigation side. I do, for obvious reasons. But I shut the side off for the hose because we now have the pocket hoses. And in order for the pocket hose to get back down to its small size to fit inside the little, you know, container bucket that I have over there, you got to shut the water off. And you know, the other day I tried turning the water down on the sprinkler, and so I'm finding a con, but you can work around it. But I wanted to turn the water down on the sprinkler because there was too broad of a water spray. So all of a sudden I noticed that the hose was trying to, you know, go a little shorter because there wasn't as much pressure. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, I put just enough pressure back in to stop that from happening, and it worked. It wasn't too much on the line. So you just, you know, you have to find the sweet spot on that. But yeah, that was I didn't even think about that being a thing. That was an entire thing. So anyways, I am blathering on, so I'm gonna stop now. We've been going for an hour. Holy crap. All right, well, I am going to go eat, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We're supposed to be getting some of the humidity from your monsoons, so I don't know if they're still going on. I'm sure they are, if we're getting some of that humidity coming our way. And we're not going to get the rain, but we're going to get humidity in the air. You know, we don't usually have humidity, so that's going to be interesting. So anyways, I hope you're cooling off with these monsoons, but it doesn't look like it. Stay safe out there, stay cool, and drink water, mama. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.